Thank you. Whenever you're trying to go for the res, don't stand on top of the body trying to get that res. Like, if you do not know the maximum range of like roughly how far you can stand away from a dead body and try to get that res, that is key to learn. And you can use that to your advantage whenever you're trying to get somebody up front, because you can stand closer towards Ty and not catch a spit going for that res. And Lucas, in that instance where you were trying to get me, you were far away from Ohms, so you were technically in his field of vision. That's why you caught the spit multiple times. If anything, what you would have wanted to do is be more towards Ohms, like in between Ohms and me, and try to res me from the furthest distance possible to give you the best chance of not catching that spit. Now, there was one of them that you tried getting me the res, you were standing next to Lothus. This is never a good idea, because whenever he teleports to a new location, he will drop a poison AoE where he currently is. So that one also could have been prevented a little bit, but mostly the keynote to take away from all this is, like, if you are trying to get that res and you are not the one, like, even if you are the one front cutting, if you're ballsy enough to try going for that res, do not stand on people's bodies trying to go for the res, because even if you get the res, they can't get up. If you do happen to find yourself front kiting and it's your intention to be the one that gets the res, this does not include Felms, mind you, wait for him to spit first, and then attempt the res. If it takes you too long, be ready for the next spit. Because, again, it defeats the purpose of getting the res if you plan a spit right on top of their body that's going to last for the next 30 seconds.
Des, you also mentioned for the person who is resing to stand a little closer to Ohms. Just make sure he's not about to do steam mechanic, because that will definitely wipe you.
Yeah, I didn't mention that.
Slap, slap, steam.
So I'm gonna put this in kind of like a dickheaded way, because there's really no other way to put it. If you're trying to go for a res and you're up in front kite territory, be mindful of your surroundings. Because, yeah, he does shit like blow steam at you, and it will fuck you up. So, if you're getting that res, don't watch that little, like, partial circle fill up.
Pause, Des, 1 second. Ty, you're right, in most circumstances, if you're missing your major resistant buffs, you will die in one shot with the proper CP. And I know that from experience when they switched out the Warden healer and we were not getting any of the Warden buffs, that shit would one-shot me. So if for some reason you're not getting it, it can still one-shot you if you're not blocking. Especially if it's not your cone. So it's not unreasonable that that might be happening.
I saw a few people die to one-shots from the cone, that's why I'm asking.
So in one cone? Because if it's not their cone, that makes sense.
Yeah, you shouldn't die in a single blast from that cone, even if it's not yours. That's why I'm asking.
I'm using the CP that we've had in the Discord for months, and there have been times that if I'm not getting like my resistance buffs, it will one-shot me.
I know if you don't get it, you're gonna die. My point is, what CP are you running? Are you running 0 into Hardy? I don't know what the DPS CP is. I haven't looked at it in God knows how long. The one in the Discord
is 27 in Hardy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the deaths, like that last pull, I think I counted 4 from the cone killing people in a single hit. Like, at that point, it doesn't even matter if the cone got moved. You're still dying in a single hit. Like. And the only reason I'm asking is why. Like,
it does hit
basically
harder
think about it.
You also have to make sure you block before you walk. So if you're not blocking, you're definitely going to get the wave.
Well,
if they're taking it straight to the face, it's definitely going to hit harder. Typhoon, I see your point. The only thing that I can think of off the top of my head is either the resistance buff is down on that person at that particular time, and that's what's getting them killed, or it's the fact that we're not running Evan and people have not compensated for that one little bit of health. Like, honestly, I would rather tell people...
With the amount of deaths we're having, that's why I was bringing it up, because I watched 4 people die to a single blast, and I'm not even talking about it where it gets swiped halfway through the group. I mean, if you get hit by a single blast, you shouldn't die, even if it's not yours. So, I don't know why it's happening. I just wanted to bring it up, because that's a cause for a lot of deaths, and it's putting us behind.
Like, it will one-shot me at times, so...
It's not. It doesn't make the difference, honestly.
1k
Like
health is not big enough difference.
Yeah, it's hitting me for like 21 to 23k, like depending on the time that it kills me.
What
And
TP are you using?
the one that's in the Discord, 27 Hardy.
Okay, so am I, and that will happen to me randomly, which makes me think you're not getting your Ranger Resistance buff.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I just feel like with any group that happens to me, if it's not targeting me, if I'm in the cone, it kills me. So I just live with it. But like, if I don't even have time to block by the time it kills me. But Eben hasn't helped that either.
Oh shit.
Every time I come in after a jump, the first thing I do is hit my my thing.
My question isn't so much whether or not you're using it, it's where are people at, because Mayan, you're lane 2, correct?
Yeah.
So if she's on the like far side of her lane, or if she's not in her lane and she's a little further out from that, where you might be hitting that, you might not be hitting her with it. Particularly if you're leaning more towards one side or the other. Like if you're over here on X's side and you cast it, Tom and Mayan are definitely not gonna catch that shit.
I try to stand right in the middle. I try not to leave from my lane in the middle.
And then something else that could be worked on more is people staying up close when they're able. I know that got discussed in regards to the spits getting sent over into lane 8, 7, 1, and 2. But the resistance buff is the one that I'm gonna think is more likely to cause. Because I know for a fact that even if it's not your cone, Typhoon is right. One blast should not be what kills you.
No,
it should not
with all your
one-shot
proper
you.
buffs, but if you are not getting your resistance buff, it will. Like, I have tried so many different CPs with more and more and more and Hardy, and if I don't have that resistance buff, unless my health is 20k before buffs, I will die to that. Like, it could just be the fact that people aren't getting the buff. Not because Deadly's not using it, but because what you were saying, like maybe someone's just outranging it.
My buff only lasts for 20 seconds, so during that time there is going to be like a couple, like some seconds of downtime while I'm back here kiting, because I can't just run up and give a buff. He'll jump in the middle of the group. So because it doesn't last that long, there is going to be a downtime in between me using it.
I clipped my stuff so I can see if the times that I'm dying are without the buff or with it. Like if I'm dying with it, like
I guess I
with
recommend checking.
the buff,
What?
I might have to change stuff.
What sets is Deadly running?
Gossamer. If anything, we should be able to survive that shit easier. Provided
Should
that
we-
there's a heal on it.
I mean, I know for myself, I never get Gossamer, so I'm almost wonder how that is, how consistent that buff is even up, based on the fact that
It's pretty consistent. You may not be getting it, but it requires her to heal you. I'm definitely getting it quite, and I can see it happening.
But it's lane 1, 2, and 8 and 7 is my question, because Healing Springs is gonna land most likely, like the Healing Springs budding seeds are gonna land closer to 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. So you 4 are probably fine, but I'm curious about the outside lanes not getting it.
Yeah, so I
They're
haven't
on their
seen
own.
it. Yeah, I haven't seen it proc on me once. But that's not necessarily because she's not healing me or anything. It procs on healing, not over healing. So if she's healing me at 100%, like I don't get it. And that's also because of the getting one shot. Like if I'm getting one shot by it, I don't even have the chance for it to proc on me.
Yeah, that's kind of same. Like I've seen it proc if I get hit with like bacon or the cone and I do survive. But other than that, I don't see it like on me to save my in person.
Deli, what are the enchants on your styles?
I have... They're both Absorb Magicka.
I mildly didn't mean to bring up a huge conversation mid-pull, but I just saw so many people dying to a single blast, and we're having issues with people dying, so...
Yes, the deaths has been a consistent problem.
On that note, don't move them, because that definitely killed me once. It's just an inch, but that inch
Does
killed me.
Gossamer only heal though when you take damage? Because I know in the other, like in main team 1, There'd be long periods where I would just have Gossamer on me from Lucas, and I would dodge roll almost the swipes, and Wolfus would be down. That's where I'm kind of like I'm pretty sure it does go on you even if it's overhealing.
You can test it real quick.
Hold on, yeah, like Deli, just keep throwing heals down on the group right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, pause. Keep doing it constantly though, because we'll get the initial actual heal.
Oh yeah, it's procking on people. It's procking on people.
Wait.
Is it procking on people now that the minor toughness has been dealt with?
Oh no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you have to be damaged before it happens.
I think what keeps it on you, Typhoon, is you're taking Lotus's lie attack, so it's like a little pissing him out.
The times where I was noticing it was when Lotus was down. Is why I was asking.
Is there something I can do to fix it? Am I doing something
No,
wrong?
that's not a you thing.
No, that's a set proc.
If it was that these heals aren't reaching time, that's why he doesn't get it. But he got it from me is because
what I do is I come in and I put down my seeds in the middle.
I typically spend a lot more time up there. The last few times that we went in, at least, like I'd actually get up in the group's butt a little bit, and then just like haul ass to the back.
I'm not stacking all my heals in the middle. So is it my heals or?
I'm not saying that you're slacking on your heels in the middle. I'm just saying that if I'm even further up in the group than you are, filling the same stuff, my heels will hit Ty more than yours will, just because I'm closer.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing that I could think of why you would get it from me, but not now.
Is there something that I need to do to change?
If anything, it kind of goes back to what we talked about previously. No.
What was the front kite wearing though? Because I know that she.
I think we actually had Sam and Marshall and Zen's.
No, I thought Packles was in Marshall and Zen's.
I've seen a lot of front kites in like Jorwolds.
So I'm curious what you had Sam in, because there is going to be a set difference there to some extent because she's wearing heaty.
Actually, I might have had him in
the monster set.
What was that, Des?
I might have had him in Gossamer. I think we actually went double Goss.
Because she's wearing heaty, which means there's at least one set that Sam was in that she is not in now, because he was not wearing heaty.
I'm using it for the stam reduction.
No, I know why you're using it. I'm just saying that would at least explain why maybe Ty had it more, because Sam probably had it on. I'm almost sure he did.
Definitely something to look into. Like Jeno, if you are relying on heaty, then I really can't say anything about it. But Gossamer definitely would be something to consider, because then you would have it. That would reduce virtually all damage that you take up there by 25%, which would help you survive more. And then if you can cast mutagen on the sides, then your likely targets is going to be the 8712. Didn't even think about that. Deadly, go ahead and clip your video, just so I can get a sense of like when you're going back and see if you're playing it safer.
Okay.
In comparison to Lucas.
Are the films AoEs showing up for y'all?
Yeah.
Usually.
The reason I'm asking is a lot of the times where, I mean, I asked the same question yesterday, and this was the reasoning why. Like, Deadly would ask if Jeno got 2 jumps. I'd look behind me, I'd see one, and I'd only see one orb off in the distance. So that's why why I asked yesterday. The reason I'm asking is if you're able to see those orbs back there, when the first one disappears, like when the third orb disappears, that's when he starts. He jumps a second later, not even. So if you can see them, you see the first orb that he jumped with, that he landed with, disappear, you know he's going to be jumping within a few seconds.
Are you talking to me?
technically both you kiters, but more
So when
for
I
you.
was asking, the reason is because like I know that that's supposed to happen, right? But I would stand back here, and all the rings would be gone, and I'd be standing in the right place, standing here, and I would not get the jump that I'm supposed to get, and then I would move, and then I'd get the jump for some reason. But like it would only happen when I start walking in the group, so there was definitely a lag between the jumps. And then even today, like the jumps were like backwards, and I can't. So sometimes if the jumps are backwards, I can't tell how long I need to stand back here. So I'm not able to walk into group and place down everything I need to place down because I have to be back here to make sure I'm here for the jump. And because the jumps were messed up, I was back here more than I should have been. So it's very possible that the Ice Fortress came off. It's possible that maybe the Gossamer proc came off as well. Because if the jumps are messed up back here, I don't know my timing. Like, I don't know when I can. So if Jeno isn't up front saying Falm's coming in when she gets that jump, that double jump, I don't know how long I need to stand back here and wait because I know that there's a lag. Does that make sense?
What monster set are you wearing, Jeno?
Sentinel.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
coming
checking
from your
with,
tank who gets the proc all the time, I love it.
I was just checking to see what
I see it
Sam,
sitting
like,
on
what
you, yeah.
what he does differently. So I was just curious.
How are you proccing the Gossamer?
Healing.
You can proc it through anything.
Sam, I think Sam was dropping his ritual and or like Breath of Life anytime I got smacked really low.
Realistically,
Just
if
any
you
sort
just,
of heal.
if you think of mutagen as like your spam up there, and breath as like your oh shit, like that's how you can really consistently keep it out. Like any single tick of mutagen will proc the Gossamer.
I use that constantly.
Yeah, I'll run it. I'll
And
see how it
again-
goes.
It should definitely help you out far more than Heedy, because again, like literally every single bit of damage that you are going to take up there is AoE, so that's instantly going to cut it down by a quarter. Get out of stack, get out of stack, get out of stack, get out of stack, you detriment. Thank you.
Do you want me to change anything, Des?
No, hopefully if Jeno's up there throwing out more mutagens, then she should be able to hit Tom, Mayan, Lucas, and Luke is my lane 7 tonight? Question mark?
Nuke is your lane 7, yes.
It should give better coverage on it, just in general. That and Vic should actually probably see more action of Gossamer as well.
So is Jeno switching out of Heedy then?
I'm wearing it, yeah.
Okay.
Good Jeno. I approve. So as soon as Vic is done playing with himself,
Jeez.
we'll go again. What? It's a natural thing. I'm not judging him for it.
More than 3 times.
How much health do most of y'all have?
Before Deadly's thing, I had 18. Deadly, heal me real quick. I said at 19.4.
19-2.
Tom has the lowest because he's at 16 for pre-buff.
Don't hate.
I would almost suggest potentially putting a health glyph on a big piece for if you're sitting below 20 after the minor toughness proc.
I don't know. At this point, I'm willing to like just switch Vic back to Eben because the damage that we might be getting from Gallenway, we're losing from the deaths. So
I can, if y'all are on after, I have an idea I can potentially do.
Real quick, Egg, you've linked those things multiple times. Are you telling me that you are legitimately wearing Lord Warden? Oof. Oof.
When the changes to MA happen, fucking put them in Lord Warden. Whoever's running MA.
Hey, change that shit out. I don't care what you put on. I honestly don't. Just take off Lord Warden, man. I'd rather you go two-piece, like, 2 one-piece armor.
I used to split Mighty Truden and Lord Warden for the increase. Because you get, like, the buff with, like, if you're just looking for extra.
Yeah, I don't care what you wear, Egg, just not Lord Warden. That is such a waste.
Dang,
One
Vic, you
used to be
pee
so
forever,
good.
bro.
I think it's just that we have to move around so much in here.
Ty, I'll never know if you're getting Gossamer because you're always invisible anyway.
If my lightning form falls off and I'm still
Jess?
invisible, that's one way to tell.
My POVs are probably going to come in 2 clips because I clipped it as soon as you said something, and I'll clip it again after that.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like...
Silence.
I'm sorry, I need a second. I'm not exactly sure why you're wearing Lord Warden at all. Like, my mind... I'm not even laughing. Like, it's not really a joke. Like, that's really frustrating for me that I'm trying to work with people, trying to make sure that I understand, like, who is wearing what. And then I have to find out mid-pull that people are doing off-handed stuff. Because I'm not factoring in any of that. That's... Alright, let me light up a cigarette and we're just gonna pull. Alright, hard stack. I fucking just type in, just pull.
Cool. Pulling 3, 2, 1.
To your sides.
Kite.
Protector, under boss, focus it.
Shit, my timer is
Get it set now.
ready. It's ready. It's ready. I'm like a second behind. We're good. My tablet turned off. Sorry. Ah, Vic!
Protect your entrance.
Gotta walk through that cone.
Focus the protector.
My horn, 3, 2, 1. Follows on tail.
Kite.
Oh, it says. Never mind.
So she's not sorry then.
One person on the res, everyone else on protector. Leave many.
Protect your entrance.
Focus protector.
Okay.
Ooh, sorry, Egg, sorry, Des. I'm fucking both you all. Sorry, I couldn't get over to my side because of the phone.
Jump in 1%.
Jumping.
What?
One person on res, everyone else on protector.
Okay.
It's my bad egg.
One person on res. Everyone focus films. Switch back to protector.
11% head, 50 seconds.
Bombs coming in.
3 damage down for films.
Protector under boss.
Keep focusing films, then switch to protector after he jumps. Switch now.
30 seconds.
Okay.
Trying to stay a little left.
Bombs is coming in.
Watch the bacon. All the AoE's down. Focus films now. Both is down.
Protector exit.
Hold on, 3, 2, 1.
Stay on films. Watch the bacon. Switch protector now.
Let me know when he comes in. I have Warhorn.
Bombs coming in.
Okay, Warhorn.
3 damage down. Everybody on films.
Okay.
Protector exit.
Focus protector now.
Locust.
Bombs is coming in. He's at 32%. He is ahead.
How
He
far?
should be at 48%.
Now I get to do math, so I'm gonna guess about 10%. Go ahead
Sorry.
and keep pushing
18.
films.
Or not 18, I'm at 8.
One person on the res.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm trying to
fuck.
track mine and
Careful.
give you math.
Bombs
He's
coming
putting a
in.
bit on me. Okay.
3 damage down for films.
You're gonna want to get in as quick as you can, Lucas. Okay, good.
One person on res.
Nice dash home.
Bombs coming in.
There you go, mine. I got you.
My horn. 3, 2, 1.
Thumbs down.
Bombs is down.
Alright. Push Holmes. How are we looking on Locust?
15 behind, 1 minute
Okay.
49.
Alright.
Protector exit.
Focus protector. Aubrey, was that your meteor?
That was my meteor, why?
Just making sure.
I have to run it, and so if it's up and he's behind, I can
It's
do it.
it's fine. I just asked him.
Bombs up in 10 seconds.
Joe, expect a double jump. Protector entrance.
Bombs coming in.
Okay.
Focus films. All damage.
Warhorn.
Time remaining on Locust.
50 seconds, and he's just about on right at target.
Alright.
Protector exit.
Tom, go ahead and give us a little bit of extra push on Locust. I want
Bombs
him
coming
ahead.
in.
Okay.
Focus films.
There's 27 seconds.
Okay. Oh, I just tunneled
Alright.
films.
I On target.
Entrance side, focus, Lotus. Exit side, focus, protector.
Bomb's coming in.
Down.
Focus down.
3, 2, 1.
Slightly behind.
All the damage down for Felms.
Protector mid back.
Focus, protector now.
Bomb's coming in. He is at 59%. He should be at 50%, so he's 9% out.
Okay.
9% behind.
Nuke Felms now.
My Colossus.
Protector exit.
6 seconds to load this.
Focus, protector.
He's up.
Bomb's
Oh,
coming
let's
in.
cone. Whoops.
3 damage down for Felms.
Protector entrance.
Focus, protector.
Okay.
Watch the cone.
Bomb's coming in.
Sorry, G. That wasn't G. Who the hell did I just do that to? Nuke it?
Focus, Felms.
My horn. 3, 2, 1.
You taunted Holmes. I think I'm back.
Felms is down.
Protector exit.
Focus,
Dead.
protector. Yes.
Lotus, 2 minutes and 10% behind.
Alright, I want it now.
Okay.
Protector under boss, focus, protector.
Bomb's up in 10 seconds.
He's jumping after this protector. 2%.
Alright, you
Thumbs
heard the
up.
man? Let's not die.
1%.
Bombs is gonna be coming in.
Protector entrance.
Jumping now.
Entrance side, focus the protector. Time remaining on Lothus, I'm dead.
Give me 1 second to finish jump before
Pick.
I tag.
Get the bash. Bash.
1 minute and...
Front kite down. Gonna need a front
9
kite.
ahead.
Down.
Bomb's
Breath in
coming
wrong
in.
direction. Watch out. That worked out.
Get the reses.
5 ahead. 48 seconds.
Well, spin around. Fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry, General. Can be brutal once you get up.
No, please stand up, gas, and get res.
I'm gonna twist him away from Geno.
35 behind.
35%?
No, 30 seconds, 5 behind. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Bombs is coming in.
What's the time on Felms?
1 minute 53 seconds.
I'm up.
Okay, let's... Nuke Felms. And then whenever Felms jumps, we need to put down Lothus. Just play it safe.
Bombs is jumping.
6 seconds.
Kill Lothus.
Down.
Down.
Bombs coming in.
Felms is coming in. Get all the pre-damage down. I need Colossus. Warhorn preferably.
My horn.
Colossus.
Okay.
Bombs
Alright.
jumping.
Focus Protector in the meantime.
Okay, I'm gonna face him into
coming
where
in.
the AoEs are, Geno. Go over, go over.
Free damage down. All damage on Felms.
Logan's coming up. Someone bash him.
50 seconds on Bombs.
Never mind.
Focus Protector. Entrance side.
Bombs is coming in.
Get ready to nuke Felms again. Nuke now.
Kite.
Get those reses immediately. Time remaining on films.
20 seconds.
Alright.
Thumbs is coming in. He's at 12%. He should be at 7% right now.
And nuke films. One more.
Thumbs is about to be enraged.
He's enraged. Watch the bacon. And
Down.
Okay.
Focus protector, exit side now. How are we looking on Lothus?
Kite.
155. Please stay on him if you can. He's not
Tom,
quite
go
behind.
ahead. Tom, go ahead and focus Lothus to give us that little bit extra push. Make sure that you are still cleaving mini.
Front kite down.
Need that front kite.
Protector
Everyone
entrance.
else on protector.
My horn, 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up in 5 seconds. Thumbs is jumping.
Kite.
Thumbs is coming in.
3 damage down for films. We need the reses. Get the reses. Vic, get close enough so that way you can bash Lothus. And watch Lothus.
If you need to cross over, Geno, just
Thumbs
let
is
me know,
jumping.
and I'll twist them into the AoEs.
That was some bad luck.
Good and
I don't know why he jumped.
Focus. Nuke. Minis. Now.
Okay.
34 seconds. Almost 20% behind.
Yep. Time remaining on
down.
films.
Down. Front kite moving.
2
Films
minutes.
time. Thank you.
Thumbs coming in.
Focus films.
Quit moving the cone.
Vic.
You have to be aware of your cone though. Enraging.
Focus Lothus.
He's almost dead. A little bit more. Good.
Thumbs is coming in.
Kite.
Focus films. Watch the bacon.
Thumbs is coming in. Protector entrance.
Warhorn. 3, 2, 1.
3 damage down for films. All the orbs. Get in real close and hit those synergies on them.
Lothus coming
Close on
up.
tail.
Kite. Tank and cone.
Thumbs is jumping. Thumbs coming in.
I got him back, I got him back.
35 seconds on Thumbs.
3 damage down for
Fits are bad,
films.
fits are bad.
Focus films.
Protector exit.
Watch the bacon. Focus protector. Time remaining on films.
15 seconds. Thumbs is coming in. He's
Warhorn.
at 18%. He should be at 5%. He's gonna enrage.
Kite.
3 damage down. Everyone focus films. Ignore res for now. Hit the
Thumbs is
res.
enraged.
Watch out, Geno.
I'm gonna twist them into the AoEs.
Thumbs is coming in.
3 damage down. Put down films. Films down. Focus protector. How are we looking on Lothus?
72%.
137 and 20% behind.
Alright, Tom, stay on him with us.
Kite.
Everyone else on protector, exit side.
25 behind.
Cleave Lothus. Big focus on Olms.
Caught up.
Thumbs up in 8 seconds. Thumbs is up. He's jumping. Thumbs coming in.
Alright, 3 damage down for Felms. All the orbs.
Ah!
Front kiss down.
Alright. We need reses now. Immediately.
Thumbs is aggroed on me.
Dev, if you're not focusing Lothus, please be focusing. Be right on target.
I'm on front kite.
I'm twisting.
Get the off tank.
That kite down. Can someone kite, please? Thumbs is about to jump.
I'm dead.
I'm doing
Lucas is
okay.
down.
Kite.
Don't go for it, Mayan. Move. Good.
You up, Dudley? Okay, cool.
Yep, I'm good. Thank you.
Alright. What many do we have up?
Thumbs. He's at 1 minute 51 seconds. He should be at 61%. He is at 91%.
I've been rezzed.
30% behind.
Big nuke on Felms. I need a Colossus on him. And Ellie Drain.
I'm red.
Into Lothus.
I've been rezzed as well, but I have 2 spits sitting on me. We need a front kite. Alright, Geno's up. Good. I now have a jump
Lothus
on me.
coming up.
Thumbs coming in.
Nuke Felms as soon as he comes in. Nuke Felms.
Protector exit.
Focus protector for a quick second. God, fuck.
Thumbs is coming in.
All the AoE's down for Felms.
My horn, 3, 2, 1.
Kite.
Switch to protector
jumping.
now.
Thumbs is coming in.
Can I please get a Warhorn and a Colossus for Felms? Nuke Felms. Watch the bacon. Switch protector,
jumping.
exit side. 1 person on res.
Twisting him in AoEs, Joe.
Thumbs coming in. He should be at 8%. He is at 6.
Just tell me how far behind he is.
I
Just tell me if he's...
Fuck.
I
Kite.
can't tell you that. I'm sorry.
Home
I
spun
don't
on me.
know that far.
I'm dead. I got swiped by that cone.
Yep, we all did.
I'm getting
Get the res on main tank.
Both the nerfs are
I'm up.
down. Someone has to be
Thumbs
watching
is
Lothus.
enraged.
Where's Locus at? I can go.
Grabbing
Back right.
Ohms.
Or back entrance, sorry.
I'm gonna stay on him.
Thumbs is enraged.
Gonna have to nuke him.
Lothus is 30 behind too.
Kite.
Front kite dead.
That kite down.
You up on me.
Alright. I need people alive. Vic, make sure you block every single bit of what you're about to take.
That's Lothus.
Yep. Alright, go ahead and wipe it up, guys. That was much better for a last pull. Alright. Nuke it. Thank you for coming in, my man. I do appreciate it.
Alright. Thanks for having me.
We almost got you to execute on hard mode.
That's the closest I've ever been.
I definitely noticed the cone not killing me. Like, I don't think I died once from cone that time, so whatever changes were made, they definitely helped.
I was trying to focus more on exit side with my mushrooms as well. I don't know if that helps.
When I got clipped by the cone, it was like the very edge if it just like touched me. If I had something else that already hit me like recently, then I was down, no matter what. Like I got oppressive bolts 1 and then
If anything, I'd say Deadly try to position the springs and the seeds to 7, 8, and 1 and 2, because you'll still be able to hit the center DPS with mutagen even when you're back at a distance.
Okay.
Also, real quick, Deadly, Geno, Typhoon, Vic. How many of you were running Altar, and how many of you were running Symphony? Because
I had Altar and Symphony still from yesterday. Yeah.
Deadly, you said you did not?
I don't run either of those.
Okay, so for those of you that said that you're having an easier time sustaining, that would be our sweet spot right there, is that both Altars are coming with Symphony.
Yeah, it was definitely
my
better
sustain
tonight,
was
for
shit.
sure.
That's so weird. The whole
But you're
time you
getting
guys
hit
were-
by a lot of spits. I see you in spit a lot.
Yeah.
That's gonna mean your like magic row is gonna be trash.
I'm gonna use Echo's thing from years ago. For your lanes, you see those protector pads? Or like the fucking squares on the ground in here? I mean, most of y'all poured it out already, but those protector pads, use those as a guidance. For you for lane 8, Lucas, try to be in line with that front exit protector pad.
I'm gonna pop in real quick. Even if he's in line with it, if he is back like in the corner of his lane, it's still gonna catch him.
Oh yeah, but that's just
Can't be that
being
far
too
back.
far
He's gotta
back.
be in.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. I
Lucas.
see it a lot.
For your particular lane, you have to be hugging more up on Olms to avoid getting that spit. But yeah, if you get a spit, I mean, I really can't say whether or not that is a setup issue if your magic is getting set by a spit.
Well, what I was saying was the other run, when everyone was complaining about it, I didn't have any sustain issues. My sustain was great.
You might have
But
been getting more
now,
of the symphony
it's
from
worse.
Ty.
Yeah.
And
maybe.
tonight, like I said, you were in a lot of spits. Whether it was because the boss was fully turned around because Ty was dead, or what may be, you were in a lot of spits. So I'm not sure we can fault your sustain on anything going on. I think you were just getting fucked over.
The more I tank this, the more annoyed I get with this place, because it almost just spins. Like,
Randomly, yeah.
well, every jump he's spun around. He will spin around every time he lands from a jump. So 90, 75, 50, and 25. Like, he will be looking in the wrong direction. It's a question on if he looks back on me before he starts doing his shit. And most of the time it's a yes, but fucking not all the time.
So DPS, refer back to my conversation about trying to go up front for a res. When he is turned around, if we're not dealing with any other major mechanic like bombs aren't going around or kite isn't happening, etc., get up on him and reduce the chances that you're going to catch a spit. If hypothetically all the DPS were right on his nuts and he was turned around to group, the only person that he should, in theory, spit on would be Deadly, which is far better than him spitting out 3 spits and placing them all over the damn place. So, if that happens, that would be the best way to handle said situation.
If those poison AoEs show up on lane 1 and 8, the lane 2 and 7 people, y'all kind of need to like notice it. The new lane for lane 1 and 8 is hugging that AoE, just wrapping around it 2 ohms. They like unless there's no physical way without getting over into like lane 3 on entrance side or lane 6 on exit, You want to be in melee range that close. You should be able to run barb trap in here. It's basically what I'm saying. So you just got to be conscious of that. If the Lothus AoE is on the ground there, the new lane is hugging that. So if you have to sit back a little bit to make sure that your lane 1 so like Tom can make it in, or more specifically Lucas because he's on a DK if I'm not mistaken, you got to consciously think about that and pay attention to it.
I don't think that was an issue for me and Big. Like if that Lothus AoE was there, I just hug closer to like where I would back up to, because like now that I'm on a Necro, every ability is like distance. So
it's more of an issue with Lucas as a DK, and I know that pain because I used to mag DK in here in lane 1. So like I've had those conversations with the people that were in lane 2 for me. Like whoever's to your right, or like whoever's beside you as the DK, that needs to know that you have to be in melee. Like you have to have access to melee, because I mean part of it is as well, if you know when kites happen, like if kite just happened and Lothus is on lane 1, I mean if I was Lucas I'd roll dodge through Ohms, spit engulfing flames on Lothus and then roll dodge back into my lane.
I've done that.
So like that's why he needs access to melee range at all times. So if whoever's in lane 7, like this time it was nuke it, but
yeah, that
like
was me.
Anytime anybody who's beside the DK or anybody who's melee needs to pay attention to that, and anytime those AoEs are up, that's basically the new lane.
Okay.
Lucas, what Ty said about like roll dodging through Ohms, I will say that when I was doing the boss hard mode prog with the other guild and I was running DK, I would do that too. Me and Aubrey were the only DKs, and we would move around as necessary. It's not something that I'm going to push on you, because that literally is a comfort thing. Like if you can't like internally keep track of like kite should be happening right about now, or I have roughly X amount of time, then you could use that gap of time to get in and put engulfing on something that isn't over on your side. Like if Felms, or if Lothus is on the other side of you, that's where Felms is going to go. So if you could roll in, get the engulfing on them, that would be superb. But again, if you're not comfortable doing it, I'm not going to ask it of you, because if you try being more ballsy and you haven't got that timing down, you're just going to go over there and get yourself killed, or somebody's going to kill you.
Whenever I'm in a situation, like if Lothus or Felms are on the opposite side and I am fully conscious of like what's going on, as far as like kite just happened, or I know I have a minute because there's a protector, it's the first one, whatever, I do, if I have the space and the resources, go over to bottom up, and then it's not like 100% of the time, but it's something that I've been practicing.
Good.
Just so that like I'm not just force pulsing things to death.
Probably the main two that you want to do your best to keep engulfing on at all times is Felms and Ohms. Like Lothus is kind of a hit or miss, depending on kite and positioning and shit, right? But for Felms, he should always be around that. It's near enough that even if you were on your side of Ohms, if you're hugging Ohms, you should be able to reach Felms on the other side with engulfing. Should be. I don't know how that positioning was. I can't really see around Ohms too easy.
It might be something that I'll consider, of having you swap lanes with somebody, since you are now the only DK in group. And if we are losing that engulfing flames on Felms, that is pretty fucking substantial to keeping him up to pace. Again, I'm not terribly worried about Lothus. Many times when it's just me and Aubrey focusing him, we can slowly pull ahead. And again, if I have Tom swap over with us, then as long as people aren't dying, we should be set on that end. But it's something that I'll give thought to later, about potentially swapping you with somebody else. unfortunately, the better bet would probably be like 3 or 6, just so that way you're closer to the middle and have like you can more easily shift. But yeah.
Yeah, 3 or 6
something
would
I'll
definitely
think
be a better
about.
place for him to be. So there might be some lane adjustments. And again, just always watch the roster before you come in and see if your lane is the same lane. If I've changed something, I'll definitely let you all know.
I mildly disagree with 3 and 6 being better than 1 and 8, but
For the
I mean-
DK?
yes.
I don't.
No. I know why Typhoon is saying it, but
I
that's
know
just
I
a
is
Typhoon.
too, but the fact that we only have 1 DK.
I was the only DK when I was doing
You're
it.
not
It sucks,
like everybody. I'm sorry to say it. Like, you can't compare you to the average DPI.
Well, my point is people should be striving for the best that they can do. We don't need multiple DKs just because it's harder to cross over. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I don't expect Lucas to be at that point because he's normally healing, right? And, like, every step he takes to improve is better than not taking those strides at all. So even if he's only able to keep it on films and ohms, that's good enough. As soon as the lane thing, because it did look like a lot of the time he gets stuck out in the back, and I don't know if that is just because like you and whoever's in lane 7 haven't talked about what you're doing in the case of Lothus's AoE being there, or what it is. But yeah, like literally basically from, I guess, Ohms's left foot, because it's more in front than the back foot, like kind of in between those 2 feet. If you drew a line where like off his like side out each way, it's basically that's his PO, like that's his field of vision. So if I twist him at all, and I have to twist him to grab Lothus, especially if he's in the back, especially on exit side too, because his fucking left leg's in front instead of in the back. Like, if you're in the back of your lane, it's almost guaranteed you're gonna get spit on. I can't not twist ohms. Like I have to twist them even if it's only like 2 degrees, let's say. But that 2 degrees is enough to catch the end of your lane. So, like the more.
Sorry, Typhoon. Just let me get this in real quick. Overall, much better on that last pull. Nuke it. Thank you for coming in. I certainly appreciate it. I am going to go ahead and call it a night, though. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Good
Sorry
night,
for cutting you
guys.
off, Ty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or worse, what if she gets halfway through and then realizes that she can't waste her precious
Yeah.
on a terrible book? I just
Yes. Okay. So you have a couple options. One, if you feel like it, I mean, you can take orb hits. You can take up to 4, and as long as you space them out a little bit and you heal up between each one, you can eat up to 4. That being said, those kite orbs that get shot out at you if you're too far away, 5 of them get shot out, so you do have to move. Basically though, when cone happens, your new lane is that cone. So it don't matter where the fuck you go in that cone, that is your lane. If you kill somebody because you ran over them in your cone, you're in the right. It's your lane. You can go forwards or backwards in it. You want to try to move as little as possible. So basically though, just don't go left or right. Always just go forwards and backwards, and just follow your lane. Like follow the cone.
So yeah, if you're out somewhere like to where you're catching your own kite during cone, you basically turn into a DPS. That cone is your kite lane, so you make sure not to move it. And that's one of the few times where like that takes highest priority. Because again, yes, keeping films in, keeping him taunted, all that's very important, etc. We all know it. But if you kill people with the cone, we've lost the burn. Like, we'll lose more burn from people dying than we would from you losing films for a couple of seconds and losing him for like one of his times coming in, etc.
I don't know the average DPS in the group. I know it's over 70k, but just going off of 70k alone, if every DPS in this group hit 70k, just the time it takes to res a single person, you're losing 1.4 mil damage. Yeah. And that's not including the time it takes to find said person. So, because it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 10 seconds for a res, unless you're Templar, and then it's like 7.
Vic, just clip your video, and honestly, while watching